Welcome back to FTW Philly. I'm Marissa Magnata, and today, as we continue our journey into the world of esports, we're going to be focusing on collegiate esports and showing you the exciting opportunities that it presents. Collegiate sports are a massive part of the culture here in the United States. There are more than 400,000 student athletes who compete each year with passion for their schools, and many have ambition to one day go pro. The Philadelphia area is home to over 100 colleges and universities, many of which have nationally recognized sports programs. In this new age of esports, universities are now taking initiative, spreading that passion for traditional collegiate sports to lay the foundation for collegiate esports. This past September, Harrisburg University held their Hugh Invitational. The Hugh Invitational is the largest collegiate in-person esports tournament in the country. This massive gaming tournament features 64 teams from across the country and includes games such as Hearthstone, Overwatch League, and League of Legends. This year, we're following Drexel University's Hearthstone team, a group of Philly's finest players, as they take part in the action.
This segment is brought to you by DIETZ in Watson.
My name is Elliot Sales. I'm a junior at Drexel University, and I go by the gamer tag of Elbow. I've been gaming as long as I can remember. My first moment was in a McDonald's play place where they had one of those GameCube controllers, and I've always wanted to play on any type of console system since then. Now I've been playing for Drexel officially. I just enjoy the animations and the thrill of it. You don't really get that a lot, in my opinion at least, when you watch like a soccer game or a football game. There's so much more going on. If possible, I'd like to pursue a career in gaming as opposed to my major in engineering. You know, I practice this a lot and it's something I really enjoy. I do it all the time in my free time. If I could do that instead, I would switch over in a heartbeat.
I'm Chance Lead. I'm a sophomore at Drexel, and my gamer tag is Hikayun. I have been gaming since the beginning of high school, so that's a little over 5 years now. It's been a fun ride. When I was younger, I played a lot of Ratchet & Clank on the PS3. That's what got me into it originally, and then since then I've been playing a lot of first-person shooter games on console, and eventually migrated to League of Legends and Hearthstone. I'm passionate about gaming because for as long as I've been doing it, I've always been able to go to it as just a pastime. Whether I'm happy or sad, it's just a stress release for me.
I'm Satchel Manchester. I go to Drexel University, and my gamer tag is LSV Fanboy. I've been gaming pretty much since I was a toddler. As far as like board games go, I've always loved them. I picked up video games when I was a bit older, around 6 or 7, and I've been playing competitively since mid-high school, I'd say. I enjoy the ability to compete against other people and really show my skill, especially on an intellectual level. I play a lot more games that require intellectual thought and not as much reaction, because my reaction isn't the best, but I think that I can compete with the best people in the world if you're talking intellectual level.
Before coming to Drexel, there really was a smaller program here, but since I've been here the last few years, it's been on the come up of more people being interested in a variety of different games and Drexel itself doing better in a variety of different tournaments.
Every branch of DESGA, the Drexel Esports Gaming Association, I have a little bit of interest in, but at the same time, I think I found my niche. The Hearthstone branch is really where I get to meet people that I associate with, and I'm having a lot of fun doing it. I put a lot of time into the game, and I'd like to think that that can reflect in what I can attribute to the team.
I'm the captain at Drexel for Hearthstone, and since then I've been helping to recruit more and more players. Satchel is a new player. He's pretty decent, so I wanted to make sure to get him onto our A team right away.
I'm really new to the esports scene at Drexel. I actually met Elliot and Chance through the Drexel Reddit. They needed an extra person for this tournament, so I jumped at the opportunity, and I really think that we've meshed well together.
Satchel's new on our team, and I haven't gotten to talk to him a lot, but I think he brings out his own little freshness to the team.
Being in a business analytics major, I really take the role of somebody that's a kind of the stats guy, and I really use that to convey to my teammates what I think is the best option to win for any tournament.
It's a lot of work, just like any other sport, to practice and work together for a common goal. It's a card game, and every decision matters. You can't just do whatever is the first thing that you think of. We're a team for a reason. So, sitting there and focusing and communication, those are the big traits that we work on as a team.
For someone who doesn't know about Hearthstone, it's really a trading card game at its base. How the game works is before you even go into a first match, each player decides on 30 cards they want to use for their deck. To decide on these 30 cards, they choose one of 9 classes, which each has its own set of abilities. Then, when you go into the game, you are matched up with a random opponent about the same skill level as you.
You have 2 heroes, yourself and your opponent, and you both have 30 health, and the point is to get your opponent down to 0 health. So you can do that through a variety of means. You have minions in your decks that can attack the hero and do damage to them. You have spells in your deck which could do large damage effects to their hero or their other minions. And the point is you're trying to counter your opponent's deck as much as possible to get them down to 0 health before they do it to you.
It's pretty original in its own way because it's one of the only digital card games.
You can play it anywhere and anytime. It can be played on pretty much anything, even a mobile phone.
A lot of the randomness is attributed to the fact that it is an online game. It makes Hearthstone so much more fun because of that random output.
It is a game of luck, just like most card games. You know, whatever the hand you're dealt is what you draw. Sometimes you draw a really bad hand and you just got to deal with it as best as possible.
I like to look at a spreadsheet of all the win rates for different decks, and I try to find the deck that is best poised to win against, not against the most decks, but against the most popular decks. Because if you see somebody playing of this one sort of deck a lot, then you're going to want to play something that counters that. And I always pride myself in kind of finding the counter before everybody else does.
Hearthstone is a 1v1 game. However, we, in the tournament, will be playing it 3v3. While one person pilots the deck, we have 2 people assisting them. Each decision you would make normally by yourself, you have 2 other people assisting you along the way, and it really helps with both these small turn-to-turn choices and overall which decks to play.
As a team, we've had weekly practices on Wednesday nights where we've all kind of conferred on what we've done in the past week, but individually we've all played a lot of ranked games. The Hearthstone player base right now is quite active. Most recently, Blizzard announced that there's over 100 million accounts have been created, and I'm ranked around 1,000 in North America right now, and last season I was sitting at top 200 in North America. So I've really put in a lot of time and effort into this tournament and figuring out what decks are going to be the best decks for sure.
QFest is a tournament run by Harrisburg University and their esports program, the Harrisburg Storm. And they get colleges from all over to participate in tournaments for League, Overwatch, and Hearthstone. It's just going to be an exciting series over a 3-day weekend to see who will be the best collegiate team in the tri-state area.
Hopefully we'll be able to take it home. They were able to last year. I was unfortunately not part of the team.
Our team was completely different last year. We didn't really have a lot of expectations going into it just because we're a relatively new program, but we were very focused that day and we just ended up winning game after game after game, and suddenly we were 3-0 in the finals and won. It was really unexpected, and as each game came and we were winning more and more, we were just jumping up and excited. It was really fun. As much as it is anyone's game, there is a little bit of a talk going around saying who's going to beat us this year, but we're trying to challenge that and take back the trophy again.
There's a prize pool of $5,000, so that is definitely a pretty big incentive, and just getting our name out there in Hearthstone.
To be honest, if we win and we take this home, I'll probably just put it into my savings account, maybe use it to pay back some student loans at the moment. I think we all feel a little nervous for this event. This is the largest in-person tournament we've done, but I think that we are also pretty prepared for this one as opposed to some that we've done in the past. We're making sure to practice months in advance for this one.
I personally don't know a lot of what to expect from the opponents that are going to be there, but I'm pretty confident that we can do very well at this tournament. We've all practiced the decks that we've chosen for this lineup, and we've been looking at it for the past several weeks, so I'm feeling good about going into HU.
This segment is brought to you by Lebanon Valley College.
My name is Chad Smeltz. I am the Director of Esports for Harrisburg University and the main event runner for Hue Festival. This is our second annual Hue Invitational. Last year we had 32 teams between Overwatch and League of Legends. This year we have over 60 teams for League of Legends, Overwatch, and Hearthstone. We realized that we wanted to do it bigger, we wanted to do it better, but then also just give more colleges an opportunity to be a part of such a big collegiate LAN, which is honestly something not a lot of schools get to do very often. I just love giving all the schools an opportunity to be here together and to give them an opportunity to play in person, and then to bring directors, to bring admins, to bring high school principals and show them like, hey, this is what esports is all about. In terms of collegiate esports, you have the varsity level and the club level. On the varsity level, people are passionate as heck about it. They're going to show up to events. You have people that have extremely tough schedules, both the school, the practice time that goes into it, the fact that there are coaches. Some people don't even believe that there are coaches for video games. All of the traditional team building values and communication, all these things carry over. And when athletic directors come and see that, all of a sudden it clicks and it makes sense, and it makes it a lot easier for universities to start these esports programs. From a logistical standpoint, putting on an event like this is very, very hard. Getting 60 plus universities here, doing all of the tournament adminning, setting up all of the internet and power, setting up all of the computers, that takes tons and tons of people to do. And when you're a player and you get to come to the event, it's fun because you just get to show up, but there's a ton of work that goes into the backside of it.
It's crazy the amount of production that's went into it. They have everything from like lanyards and t-shirts to hundreds of computers for us to just use for this event. It was pretty surprising, but it's awesome that them and Nerd Street and local hosts were able to like partner together and set this up.
As far as winning and losing goes, I think that winning is probably the #1 motivator for me in life. I'm a very competitive person, and I always put winning first in Hearthstone, and I really think that's shown in some of my performance in both tournaments and on the ranked ladder.
I get a lot of confidence from winning. When I win, it's not always just because I got dealt a better hand, but also that I played a series of cards correctly, and it got me the win.
I'm feeling pretty good. Okay. Yeah.
Each student is different. Every personality is different. Some of them, they kind of start getting like the sweats, they start getting nervous, they're thinking too much. This tournament is honestly really high stakes. So you're gonna see some serious competition, I think, later today, and also Saturday during the playoffs as well.
In round 1, we went against RIT. We won our first game, 3-1. It wasn't too difficult of a match, but we had some close calls in there a few times. They had Quest Druid, which we were not expecting to play, but we had a pretty solid matchups against, and we ended up beating that and a few of their other decks in that round. It was a pretty hard series, but we ended up victorious in the end there. Round 2, we played against PSU, and they beat us in the very first round of it. We were a little bit worried because going off a 0-1 game is a little bit hard to come back from. But we won the 3 subsequent games after that, took the win. We were talking all last night. We had until 12 to submit our decks, so we were talking all the way until 11 basically when we submit them. The other guys were pretty good this morning. I had a little bit of nervousness, trouble eating a little bit, but I'm feeling much better now, and now that we've won 2 games, it's making it feel better. We have a little bit of a lunch break right now between rounds 2 and 3, so we'll probably get some food, maybe talk about strategies and other decks, and just try to chill out, not worry too much.
Yeah, I think we made good deck choices. Yeah, give it.
Right.
These 2-0 guys.
Oh, that's nice. I like that.
These under volleyball all the time. It's so good.
Oh my god. You're being such a princess.
We got a bit unlucky with some of our picks. We picked some classes that weren't favored against the classes that they picked, so we really were down a little bit. And we were definitely in that hot seat where we were like, oh, we gotta pull these ones out, because if we don't, then that's gonna be it for the day. I mean, we'll still be 2-1, but I mean, it doesn't have the same ring as 3-0 does. And it really came down to the last match, which was our Bomb Warrior versus their Combo Priest. And I was a bit skeptical on Bomb Warrior coming in today, and this was all on Elliot. And I told him, this game is on you. If we win, you get the credit. If we lose, you get the blame.
Why do I make such a big deal of this? It's such an easy game, right?
Yeah, really. That's what you say right before you get massively punished.
We're about to get wrecked because I just said that. Oop, oop.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Oh my God. So we won, and definitely I'm giving him a ton of credit for that pick because it really went well in that last game for us. Oh my God. Yeah. Good game, man. It was probably one of the closest matches I've ever played in my career. Definitely the closest match of today. We've even grown so much as a team just today. Being able to sit in the same room and all work at our highest. It feels great to be going 3-0. We're going to be first seeded tomorrow, and hopefully we'll be matched up against some favorable lineups for us. I really hope that we can come back tomorrow and kind of show that even though we might not have the same jerseys or the sponsorships the other schools do, we can definitely compete with the best of them. At the beginning of the matches, we're all kind of nervous, but as we're going through, each of us are kind of calming each other down, making sure that we're not overthinking anything, we're not taking anything too quick. We're all just trying to take our time. Overall, it went really well. Every single one of our matches ended up being favored, just we picked really well at the right time. We're feeling good right now, so we'd like to keep it going.
We played them in an earlier round yesterday. We knew that they weren't going to be an easy team to beat for sure. It was really bad at the beginning there because we were 0-2, and that's when you get tilted the most.
I was like trying to just calm my breathing. I was shaking. He told me at one point during the match to calm down, Satchel, because I was shaking the entire table with my leg.
I could just see it slipping from us. I saw us getting fourth right there. We drew a card that basically takes their hand and we get it as well. And because of that, we were able to use their own combo back on them.
Oh my God.
We didn't want to play it right away. We just all looking at each other, trying to do the math.
Yeah, but the mallet goes. Wait, hold on. Yes, wait, mallet goes for two. Wait, does he have another? No, he has another. He has another. He definitely does. Oh my God, guys. Yeah?
Yes.
Guys, I'm gonna throw up.
When it hit us, we did it, and it was just amazing.
Yes.
Let's go! We all had this look in our faces like, wait, did we just win?
That was such a good game. Such a good game.
So we're 5-0 right now for a reason. We're just gonna keep doing what we're doing because we're doing something right.
Making it to finals is kind of insane. I've never been to something this big and made it this far, so I think this whole thing is great. I think I was really personally thrown a lot out of my element. We couldn't hear anything except for our teammates' voices, which was on about a 2-second delay. So it really made communication hard. We weren't used to the whole not being able to actually hear each other. So trying to choose the right deck at the right time was kind of awkward. It made it really hard for us to make the right decisions. Really what it boiled down to was they had the answer for each threat we put out. So at the end, like, we would put out something that we thought could maybe win us the game if it was able to stick, but really they were able to get the answers, and I credit them. I think they played it really well.
We did chip him down pretty low in that last game. It was probably our closest one out of all of them, but they just played too many healing things, and we're just able to recover from that, and we weren't able to.
All right, guys. Can I do it? Can I not do it?
Yeah.
I don't do it?
No.
Again, man.
Along with the disappointment, you just have to come back and do it better next time. You just have to have that optimism and that drive to keep trying.
I definitely grow a lot more from losing. I've lost a lot, and every time I do, I learn a little bit. After doing it this year, I'm definitely excited to get to do this again next year. I'm definitely going to get a ton of practice between now and then. Looking forward to all the competitive matches. This won't be it. I'm not done here.
Yeah, all right. Yeah.
Nice meeting you guys.
Keep that trophy warm. We'll be just playing daily, practicing more and more, looking at more statistics, and just learning from this experience and growing.
Reaching finals as a freshman is really great, and I've still got 5 years left at Drexel, so I'm sure I'll be back at plenty of these and hopefully be making plenty more finals.
This is the first time we've actually competed together as a team. So there's always like a bit of nervousness, you know, you don't know how well cohesively you might play sometimes, but we got to this event, we've just been vibing the whole time, we've been laughing and enjoying ourselves.
Just like in life, I mean, sometimes you're dealt with a really bad hand and you just got to deal with it. We've all been there in those moments, but you just got to keep pushing through and play through another game.
Esports is growing at the collegiate level, strengthening the foundation and improving competition at the professional level. These programs are not only great for the future of professional esports, they're also introducing new avenues for schools to attract more students and enhance the on-campus experience. With the help of collegiate esports initiatives, careers in gaming are becoming more practical. So you may want to consider that before you tell your kids that they're gaming too much. Thanks for joining us. I'm Marissa Magnata, and this is FTW Philly. We'll see you next time.